Falcon is a new brand on the market. They've been out for about 2 years now. We here at Buck started looking for a new boat that we could sell a Mercury on. We sell Skeeters with Yamahas. We wanted something else to kind of lean towards a different market. We wanted something to give everybody an option to buy a boat from us and get our quality service that we give here. So we started looking for boats, and I looked at 4 or 5 different brands and kind of landed on Falcon. They're real close to us. They're built in Newberry, South Carolina. So I went out to Newberry, went to the plant, got a tour. Was super impressed with the operation they had going. They're still a small operation. They build boats one at a time. There's about, I would say, 15 people that work in the Falcon plant, and every one of their hands is on this boat from start to finish. Everybody touches this boat, and everybody cares about how this boat comes out. The boat is one of the widest boats on the market. The front deck of this boat is the #1 selling feature of the boat. Has a 99-inch beam. The front deck is 6 foot 9 inches in front of the console. So from the driver's side to the passenger side, it's 6 foot 9. There's not many boats that you can say that. From the inside of the gunnel to the inside of the gunnel is 6 foot 9. We here at Bucks have kind of set up a standard package that we're putting together on these boats. We're trying to keep them priced competitively. We have up front, we've got a Helix 9 with a Fortrex 112 36 volt. In the dash, we've got a Humminbird Helix 9 mega imaging, tilt wheel, hot foot standard. The hot foot's on a slide, so if it's a father-son buying this boat, maybe the father's a little bit taller than the son, you can move that hot foot back and forth. Falcon puts together a real simple gauge package. You've got 3 gauges on each side. You've got RPM, water pressure, and trim on the right. You've got speed, voltage, and I went blank, fuel on the left side of the steering wheel. Tilt column is standard. Again, hot foot standard. So you don't have to worry about adding that stuff back to the boat if you ever wanted to. Falcon goes in and thinks about the stuff that we don't think about. So everybody who's ever sat down in a boat with change in their pocket, keys in their pocket, anything like that, the stuff's falling out. It's ended up under the seat. Falcon puts in a hinge when they could just bolt this seat straight to the ground, straight to the deck. It flips up. Now there's nothing under the seat, but it makes it so that we can clean that out. Also, Falcon uses LeBrock seats. We can just zip this cover off and put a new one on if we ever have to. We don't have to pay an upholstery shop to put new seat covers on our seats for us. We can get a third seat in the center if you wanted it. We order all of our boats with the glove box in the center. It makes it real easy to get from the front deck to the back or from the back to the front. It also gives you a place to keep your coal kit, your scale, your coal tags, a culling beam, anything like that you may want to keep in the boat with you. Moving back towards the back of the boat, Falcon has kind of brought back something from the past. There were a few old boat companies that had this style rear deck lid for your battery compartment. It's definitely a thing of the past, but it was something that every person who had ever worked on the back of a boat loved. And it's a trifold battery compartment door. So we flip the 2 wings out, we open the center, and we can get to every square inch of our battery compartment at any time. If you are on the water and you have a breaker flip on your trolling motor batteries, you've got access right here to every trolling motor battery you have in your boat. You've got a problem with your cranking battery, you can get to it from that side. There's a battery cutoff switch on the far wall of every Falcon built. Every line going to the front of the boat has a fuse on it. So if there was ever an electrical problem, you can diagnose it from the back of the boat right here where we're at. We put a 4-bank mid-coated digital charger in the boat, oil tank for the Mercury Pro XS right here. And if you have to replace a pump, there's 1, 2, 3 screws on every side, on each side. You pull that battery tray out, and every pump is accessible straight down to the center. This boat is a dream to maintenance. So if we have to replace pumps, 6 screws, we're out, we can do it. Battery goes bad. We don't have to pull 3 batteries out to get this far battery. We can do it all from right here. We don't have to pull these 2 batteries to get this battery out. It's all right there. This boat is just like it came from the factory. All your charger wires are zip tied and screwed down just like they're supposed to be. So everything is laid out right to where it needs to be. So there's no question if you ever have to change batteries, you know where those wires go. There's plenty of room back here for power pole pumps. If you want to carry a spare prop, you've got the room to do it in this boat. The lack of space is non-existent in this Falcon boat. Stepping on up into the boat, we can get into the live well system. It is a 1 live well that is divided, 100% fiberglass, no composite. There's a clear plexi wall in the center. Falcon realized that the live well was big enough to where 1 pump would not fill this live well quickly enough. So they put in an accessory pump. You have a switch on your dash panel. So you turn on your fill pump, you flip on your accessory pump, it fills the live well, you cut your accessory pump off and turn on your normal aerator. And this live well will keep fish alive as long as you want to keep them alive. Moving on up from there. Again, we've got the glove box in the center for storing any of your stuff you want to keep, your wallet, your cell phone, anything like that. You've got a cup holder for each passenger, for the driver and the passenger. Handles so that anybody can grab on if they need to. Again, you've got the flip up seats for cleaning or storing mats or anything else you want to keep under there. A pop out cleat beside the driver's console so that you can tie up flush with the dock without having to have 2 ropes. A completely maintenanceable switch panel, all rocker switches. If you have a switch go out, you don't have to worry about calling and ordering a switch or anything like that. We can do it all right here. You can go to your local marina, grab a new power switch or any kind of switch you need and replace it and get through the weekend, and then call us. We can get you a new switch labeled like you need it and get it out to you. You got a tilt wheel, trim on both sides for the Atlas hydraulic jack plate that comes standard on our Falcons, and the trim. Moving on up, you've got the Falcon golden rule right in front of the console, right where you need it, so you don't have to worry about taking a long time to measure fish. You can just lay it out, measure, drop it right back down where you need it. One of the most interesting things, one of the things we get the most comments about on a Falcon is the rod box storage. So it opens unlike any other boat. It opens front to back. So we can get rods from the outside of the boat when you're in the garage or from the inside of the boat. The access is exactly the same from inside or outside the boat. The other cool thing about this is that if we have rods strapped up on the front deck, even if they're strapped down, we can still come back here, open the rod box up, the rods raise up, and you can get another one out. This is the same on the passenger or the driver's side. So you have access to both rod boxes at all times, no matter how many rods you have on the front deck of this boat. Both rod boxes have rod organizer and rod tubes in them. So you have plenty of room for all your rods. Recessed trolling motor pedal is standard. Helix 9 is standard from Bucks Island. One of the neat things that Falcon's doing that nobody else on the bass boat market is doing is putting the sea deck material down on the front of their boats, back of their boats. Anywhere that there needs to be non-skid on a boat, you have the sea deck material. So it's padded, it's gray, so it's not as hot as black. And it gives your trolling motor a little bit of shock absorber action so that, you know, there's a little bit of give there if it was ever to get rough. The boat is built a lot like a offshore boat. So the hull is a very deep V. The boat rides unlike any other boat I've ever been in. It doesn't bounce you to death. It doesn't, you know, bust your spine up. It just rides like a boat's supposed to ride. It'll cut through the waves. You don't get wet when it's windy. The boat has a hard turn down on the outside of the boat so that all the spray is redirected down to the water.